Hello friends, so the objective of today's video is to talk about what are the top reasons why an ERP implementation fails and what are the things an ERP application consultant has to take care of. I believe that ERP implementation is not a technology project, although it's owned and initiated by the IT department of any organization, but it's more of a people project where the people and the processes needs to be taken care of rather than the technology. Technology is maybe 20% of the project, but the real challenge is the people and the process. So stay tuned. It is commonly said that the technology should work for the people rather than other way around. So what technology we are talking about right now is an ERP. According to the recent studies, around 30% of the implementations fails to achieve its objective. And what is the reason behind it? Hundreds and millions of dollars are spent on this implementation that goes to waste. So while implementing an ERP, what are the pitfalls and what are the things that we should consider that will help us and help the organization? The first question before the implementation start is, do we really need an ERP? The people in the company may not be very happy with the existing software, or maybe they are not able to get the reports on time. Maybe they are not happy with the accuracy of the data, and maybe the people who are in charge are not competent. All of these problems, if you ask a salesperson, the answer to this problem or all of these problems is an ERP solution, a fancy, big, costly ERP solution. But guess what? He may be wrong. These problems can be simply catered by just maybe enhancing your existing software which you are using in the organization, or maybe by re-engineering your business process, or just by training your staff. So before you make a decision to buy an ERP, just be very sure that you really need an ERP or not. So begins with the end in mind. Like any other IT project, the project always starts with the high expectation, and this is same with an ERP project. It's when an ERP project start, always the expectation of the users are very high, and they believe that this $1 million software is a magic stick or a genie from a lamp that can fulfill all their wishes. But this is not true. The scope, the desired outcome, what is the definition of success, what are the financial justification of an ERP project, all these things should be set very correctly at the very start of the project. And if this is not done, so good luck with the scope creeps, angry users, and even missed deadlines. Over planning. Every ERP implementation project has a plan. This plan can be a detailed plan which is done through MS Project, or it can be a rough plan which is done on the back side of a paper, of a rough paper, or on a napkin, or anywhere else. Unlike these construction projects, civil projects, or medical projects, which are technologies which are well-established technologies, an ERP project has lots of known unknowns. Means that there will be, we know when we are planning the project, we know at the start that there will be lots of things that will be discovered later on when we will go further in the project. At the same time, there are lots of unknown unknowns, which means that when we are planning, we know there are a few things we still don't know that's gonna come, but there will be some surprises in the project that's gonna come. So while making a plan of an ERP implementation, we need to make a plan, not day by day plan, but at a high level plan, a visual plan, a plan which people not from IT can also, or not from ERP implementation field, can also relate to and can understand this plan. The plan should also be considering all the unknowns. And like for example, we know for a fact that there will be bugs that we're going to discover. We know for a fact that the organization culture is very difficult, and we need to have proper change management strategies in place in order for an implementation project to be successful. So these things should be considered, and we should have enough cushions in the plan for our plan to be successful. Half project manager. There is a debate that is going on that the project manager should be independent of the type of project the project manager is managing. For example, a project manager who has managed an education project or engineering project can also manage a software project or an R&D project or a science project. I believe that this is not true, and especially in the case of ERP, no, this is not gonna work. A business owner or a finance manager or an HR manager who is expert in their own field, it's very difficult for this person to make a successful ERP project. For an ERP project, it is essential to have a specialized ERP project manager assigned to that project, who has done some ERP implementation in the past, who has managed some ERP implementation in the past, and is the specialized person for ERP projects. This person will be the right fit and will make your ERP project successful. So all ERP implementations needs a sacrifice. ERP implementation is a once in a lifetime activity or once in a lifetime event in a life or in a career of an employee. You do not implement an ERP every month or every year. The employees of an organization which are working in an organization are very busy. They are the one who's running the company, and they just cannot stop the business to implement a new software. At the same time, they are the one who knows the business process inside out. They are the one who's gonna eventually own the software and own the ERP implementation project. So it is very critical, very essential to manage their time properly. And in fact, let me say this, that they have to give more than their 100%. An ERP project requires you to come over on weekends. You have to work maybe late or over the night. This is required for any ERP implementation project to be successful. Customization. This is a big one. So ERP is an off-the-shelf software. It's a ready-made software. If you go to a shop, to a ready-made shop, and you buy a suit for yourself, it's a ready-made suit. You cannot just tear it apart and redo it for yourself. Similar to an ERP is a ready-made software. The advantage of a ready-made software is that it is quick and it is tested. There are no bugs. Everybody is using it across the globe. So everybody knows when we are doing an ERP implementation, everybody knows that the customization is expensive, it's risky, it's very costly. But according to the recent survey, only 20% of the organization who has implemented an ERP have not customized their ERP solution, which is a very less percentage. Usually when the customization starts, it starts small, means let's make a form or make a report. But as the implementation goes further, you always have to invest on this customization, and this customization grows and become a drain of lots of cost and money. So the last of the top problems why an ERP implementation fail is that the training strategy. So usually when we are planning an ERP implementation, the plan includes a time where the consultants will go and train their users. But usually, as we know, that with the period of time, the organization change, and people are not in an organization forever. People leave the company. So it is very important in an ERP implementation strategy to have people who are the trainers. Means when the application consultant goes and he trains few people in the company, they should become the trainer, and they should be the one who's gonna continue training their colleagues during the life cycle of the ERP solution. So to conclude all of these points, we can say that the ERP is a nervous system of any organization, and an ERP implementation is just like a brain surgery. So when we are doing an implementation, we should consider that it should not be repeated. Means you don't go to a doctor and do a brain surgery maybe more than once in your lifetime. So ERP implementation should be done very carefully. Moreover, if you will take any ERP implementation, there will be definitely challenges, there will be problems. But if we consider these pitfalls and these mistakes and we plan proactively, all of these problems can be overcome. So that's the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. To know more about ERP and application consultancy, stay tuned to my channel by clicking on the subscribe button. Goodbye.